Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to talk about fractions. Do you remember fractions?
Yeah.
You divide a whole into parts, right? Okay, perfect. So here's what we're going to talk about. So we're talking about fractions. Make sure to put your name on it. No, we're not going to do it alone. You're going to do it with me, okay? We're going to do it as a group, okay? We're going to talk about the things that we're going to learn because we're not going to talk about numbers. We're going to talk about words that describe fractions, okay? Okay, well, first we need your name on the paper. So let's start with our name. Start with your name. Okay, and first I'm going to have someone read number 1. So Alondra, can you read number 1, please? Okay, partition the pizza into 4 equal pieces. Wait. We're all doing it together because we're not doing numbers, we're doing words. Okay? I understand you know how to do it, but we're gonna all do it together. Okay? So erase that line. We're all gonna do it together, okay? So the word partition, what does the word partition mean? Cut, to divide, right? To cut a big thing into small pieces, okay? And fractions are equal pieces of one big piece, right? Okay? All right. So if we're gonna partition the pizza into 4 equal pieces, what are we gonna do first with the circle? A line in half, okay? So let's, draw a line in half. So we're gonna draw the line in half. Okay, now how many parts do we have? How many fractions do we have?
2.
We have 2 fractions. We have 2 pieces, but we need, how many do we need? We need 4. Good. So what do we need to do? Cut that in half. We're gonna cut that in half, right? Okay, so perfect. So let's cut it in the other half. Okay, but that's 3 pieces, so we need 4, right? Good job. All right, but now, like we said this is how many pieces? 3? Okay, it's Luke and 3 of his friends, but Luke is the 4th person, so it's 4 people total, okay? So now let's divide, we're not on number 2 yet. Erase that. We're on number 1, guys. We're gonna stay on number 1 until we're done with number 1. Okay, so we know that we have 4 pieces, so in a fraction form, how would that be named? What is the name of that? 1/4. Okay, perfect. So let's label each piece of the circle, each piece of the pizza, each fourth into 1/4. So how would we put that down if I were to write that here?
Put a 1, then a line, then a 4.
1 line and then a 4, right? Because it's 1 piece of the 4 whole pieces, right? Because it's 1 whole. Okay, so we're doing in numbers right now, okay? We're doing numbers right now. Right now, yes, because we're going to use the words in a sentence, okay? So 1/4, good job. If you want to just leave that there, that's okay, but do the numbers for this one. 1/4, 1/4, 1/4.
That's letter 8. 103,
Good job. All right, perfect. So now we're going to describe this in words. And y'all had already started. What did y'all say? It's 1/4. So you write the word 1 and then 4th. How do you spell the number 1? O-N-E. That's one of our sight words, kind of, right? Where we spell it, but it doesn't really sound like it. 1. And then 4th. How do we spell 4th? T-H. 4th. Just 4th. 1/4. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Okay. Now we're just gonna do one time because now we're gonna use it in a sentence. So what I wrote here is I said each person would have 1/4. Okay. So each of Luke's friends would have 1/4. Okay. So let's write that down. Each person. You can write that on the side right here. We're going to write it in a sentence form. Each person, each, how do we spell each? E-A Okay, let's not confuse everyone. Wait, what are you doing? We're writing a sentence. So just erase whatever that is, okay? Because that's not even a word.
Are we ready?
Okay. Each person would have 1 fourth.
Now you have to find an answer, and you're gonna write it down.
Person
Which number is greater than
would have 1 fourth.
which is greater than 430?
Good job. Now let's wait. Yeah, good job. Now, what do we put at the end of the sentence? Un punto final. A period. In English, period. Good job. Okay. All right. Now we're done with number 1. Let's look at number 2. Okay, twin. Can you read me number 2? Follow along.
On the next one, it says, you have to do a T-chart.
8 equal pieces. Okay. But good job trying to read that word. Partition. What does it mean again? Cortar, dividir. Fracciones, cortar, dividir. Where are we doing that? No, we're not doing that, and that is wrong, actually. Okay? Thank you, and I'll catch up with us, okay? Okay, so it says into 8 equal pieces. So we have a whole rectangle, right? I can draw it here because I already did this with another group. We have a whole rectangle like this, right? And it's equal. So how are we're gonna divide little by little until we get 8 pieces of the rectangle, right? So what do you think we're gonna do first? Align where? In the middle, we're gonna cut it in half. So first we're gonna cut it in half. Wait. Now what do we do next? What do you think? But where? Are we gonna cut in the middle of each one of the squares, right? Wait. No, in the middle of each one of the squares. So we're gonna cut each square in half. Right? So now we have 4 bars like this. But how many pieces is that? Where are we doing that? Look at what I'm doing over here. We cut a square, listen. Pero no vamos a cortarlo en triángulos, estamos cortando en cuadros. Entonces estamos cortando los entre cuadros y luego este va a ser otros 2 cuadros. No. Dijimos que un cuadro lo vamos a cortar a la mitad y luego el otro cuadro a la otra mitad. Entonces vas a borrar aquí. Good job. Thank you. Wait 1 second. Okay, y ahora esta es la mitad. Entonces tenemos 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's move on to the next piece. So we have how many pieces now? 4 pieces. But we need how many?
8.
We need 8 pieces. Okay. So we're gonna divide it in half. But which way? This way or this way? Okay, this way. Good. So now we have how many total pieces? 8. And how many pieces do we need to feed? How many people do we need to feed? 8. So everyone's gonna have equal pieces. Okay, so that's 1 over 1/8.
No,
1/8, right? So we have 1 over 8 pieces. 1 whole, but it's divided into 8 pieces. So 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. Good job. So now we have that all divided. Now we need to describe, because it's to me, this is direction to me. So now let's talk about how we would tell someone this in words. The same way we told them that Luke was going to have 1/4 per person, right? Now we're going to talk about each person having what? 1/8, okay? So we're going to say each person would have 1/8, okay? So now we get to say that again. We get to say that again over here. We get to write it